Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, December 10th, and I'm your host, Kristen McDonald. It is great to have you with us as we end another week here in Norwood. World-famous skaters from the past and present performed last weekend at the Skating Club of Boston. Erin Crowley has the latest.
The Skating Club of Boston has trained Olympic-class figure skaters for the last 100 years. Last September, the club opened its brand new state-of-the-art facility during the height of the pandemic. In early December, the $68 million club hosted a Night of Stars. The show, hosted by Olympic gold medalist Scott Hamilton, welcomed a lineup of renowned skaters to kick off the next 100 years of figure skating. Chair of the Norwood Board of Selectmen, Tom Maloney, shared congratulatory remarks for the local nonprofit.
Well, I mean, first of all, it's a question of pride. We're very proud to be the home of the Skating Club of Boston. You know, one of the meccas of figure skating in the United States, it really in the whole world. So we're proud of it for one thing. We're happy, for more practical reasons, we're happy all the people who come here who are going to not only come to the skating club, but stay in our hotels, go to our restaurants, and shop in our stores. So it's a great boon to the town. We're really happy about it, and I can't wait for the night to start.
At the new facility in Norwood, figure skaters train and perform inside the Tenley Albright Performance Center. Albright was the first U.S. woman to win the World Figure Skating Championships in 1953. Years later, she took home a gold medal at the Winter Olympic Games in 1956. Albright was recognized at the Skating Club's Night of Stars celebration and shared this message of support for the next generation of skaters training in Norwood.
Looking back, if there had been someplace like this amazing facility in Norwood, I'd wish I lived in Norwood. It is wonderful to see the connection with the community and to realize that one of the 3 ice surfaces here is really made for the Mustangs, the Norwood High School hockey team, and is in the hockey team's colors, and there's a whole history wall about Norwood High School's hockey. The academic setup here that can be useful for students in Norwood itself is really something. To be able to skate and train and do your homework in the same place and have fun with your friends here and have your lunch here if you want and bring all your computer online work, right? It's easy just to stay right here. My piece of advice for a young skater would be put on the music, have fun on the ice, and don't worry about every single step. Be creative, and yes, focus on doing your best, but as they say, work hard, but have fun doing it.
Paul Wiley competed at the 1992 Olympics and took home a silver medal. He was amazed by the new club and its resources for young skaters.
This facility feels like it's the nicest one in the entire world. You know, if you walk in, it makes you want to skate, it makes you want to dance, it makes you want to be an athlete, and it's inspiring with all of the pictures and the thoughtfulness that's gone into it, and I'm just proud to be a part of it. I mean, this was a really fun place to train, and I loved Boston for the way that it combined a lot of essences, together. And so it's really beautiful to see it, and I know that this facility will turn out some amazing skaters in the future.
Scott Hamilton won a gold medal at the 1980 Olympics. Years later, he survived cancer and created the CARES Foundation to benefit others fighting the insidious disease. Scott has trained in clubs near and far and says that the Skating Club of Boston stands out in a league of its own.
I'm blown away. This facility is without peer. I've never been in a finer facility dedicated to figure skating anywhere in the world, and this is a remarkable achievement, not just for skating but for the city of Boston, because now you have the access. This opens up the access for more and more kids to get on the ice, more and more kids to see how good they can be, more and more kids to dream the dream, and there's nothing like this anywhere else in the world. I mean, this is as good as it gets. So it's just an honor to be here to know that I've spent enough time in here to have maybe a little history, you know, with the ice chips and all the old Boston Skating Club shows and activities, and to have practiced on that ice, you know, many times. It's just, it's really an honor to be here and to open this facility in the right way.
The Skating Club of Boston is also home to the Norwood High School hockey program. We'll be providing coverage all winter long on Norwood Community Media. Kristen, back to you.
Thanks, Erin. The Skating Club of Boston is located on University Avenue right here in Norwood. Thursday afternoon, Senator Mike Rush and Representative John Rogers were on the town common to present a check to the Norwood Selectmen for the town's 150th celebration. This money will be used by the town to enhance the town's birthday celebrations.
Well, I think the best law that ever went through the Massachusetts State Legislature, the oldest in the country, was the act establishing the town of Norwood back on February 23rd, 1872. So, you know, this is the occasion of its 150th anniversary, and happy birthday to Norwood. We look forward to a wonderful year ahead.
No, this is absolutely wonderful to be able to partner with Representative Rogers and make sure that we could secure these funds so an outstanding town like the town of Norwood could adequately celebrate the sesquicentennial coming up. As a history teacher, it's all about the history, as we know, knowing our history and moving forward, and this is really important. We're really excited to do this together.
And so this is going to go a long way to helping us fund some of the great activities we have planned for the next year. We have a mural project we're going to have on. We're going to have a production of Our Town, the play Our Town, in the Old Parish Cemetery. We have a lot of summer events going on, events with the schools. We have a culture and arts festival coming up in October. Of course, we have the banquet in February. We have an event at the Skating Club of Boston in February. So we have a whole bunch of things coming up, and this money is going to go a long way to help us fund all that. This is going to be a really memorable year for Norwood.
NCM will be covering all the 150th celebrations throughout the year. Stay tuned after this break for more town news.
I'm a dad and a pastor.
I'm a mom and a principal.
I am a daughter,
wife, and machu.
Great-grandfather.
I'm a rock climber.
I'm a husband, a father, and a grandfather.
I'm a mother, a daughter, a wife, and a cousin.
I got vaccinated for my parents.
Because I want to be a good neighbor.
For safety and for the people I love.
For my family, for my community, and for our community at large.
કારણ કે મારી ઈચ્છા હતી કે મારા બાળક બીજા બાળક સાથે રમી શકે.
I got vaccinated so I didn't have to wear a mask.
For my family and for my community, your community.
We all come from different backgrounds
and speak different languages.
But we all agree on one thing.
Get vaccinated.
Get vaccinated.
Get vaccinated.
Getting vaccinated.
Get vaccinated.
Vaccination કરજો.
To protect yourself and others, get vaccinated. To find out more information and to find a clinic, go to mass.gov/COVID vaccine.
Welcome back. The Morrill Memorial Library held a tree lighting and shared some holiday stories with some of the library's younger patrons. The tree was made of books and the ornaments of book jackets. Library Director Clayton Cheever read to the children, and even some of the library staff joined in on the fun.
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama, in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang up from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash.
Continuing on with the holiday joy, the Senior Center celebrated the holidays with their annual lunch party. Senior Center Director Carrie McCarthy has more.
We couldn't have it last year for obvious reasons, so we are thrilled to be back celebrating amongst each other for today. We haven't been at a big function like this. We did our Tuesday night dinners, but we haven't had our big holiday function since March 10th of 2020, which is the day the state of emergency was put in place. We had to cut back. Normally we would have 200 people in this room, but we wanted to give them a little bit more space, so we had to cut back in size, but we got everybody in. We had a delicious meal cooked by the Education Co-op, the Phoenix Academy, which is our culinary school that prepares our meals. And then we have great raffle prizes donated from all our community partners. We have things ranging from $25 gift cards all the way up to $100 gift cards, some beautiful wine baskets, some pampering baskets. We're very excited to give them away today.
Thanks, Carrie. There is a new program director who started at the Recreation Department this week, and he stopped by the NCM studios to say hello.
Hello, Norwood. My name's Sam White. I'm very excited to announce that I am the new program coordinator at the Recreation Department here in Norwood. I've been in Norwood for a couple months now, so if you see me around, please introduce yourself. Stop on by to the Recreation Department. We'd love to see you. Quick fun fact about myself is I was a two-sport athlete in college. See you soon.
And now we're going to toss it over to Livy Bedard for school news.
Hi guys, I'm Livy Bedard and I'm a senior at Norwood High School. Let's take a look at some activities happening in our Norwood schools this week. The Norwood High School Students Against Drunk Driving Club will be collecting toys for local kids in need. Donation collections start Monday, December 6th and run until Monday, December 20th. The donation boxes will be in the main office. At the Coakley Middle School, 7th grade students are being medical detectives and are finding out what effects antibiotics have on bacterial infection. They initially diagnosed patients as part of a medical team, and one of the patients had streptococcus pneumonia. Then they took on the role of microbiologist and performed an experiment to test which antibiotic would treat pneumonia the best. Students suited up with protective equipment, including an apron, goggles, and gloves. They worked as a team to prepare the petri dish and then clean up, taking all safety precautions. They did a great job and got an experience of what it would be like to work in the medical profession. The 7th grade science teachers are sure they will have some medical professionals after this experience. The medical detective program is part of a project Lead the Way, which the 7th grade science teachers were trained in 2 years ago, just in time for COVID. At the Balch School, the PTO has recently sponsored some activities. Grades 4 and 5 has an enrichment program from the Young Audience of Massachusetts called Improv for Inclusion. It was a great message about listening to all ideas and including others. Also, students in grades 1, 2, and 3 learned about turtles and other reptiles and also saw an adult screech owl. Thank you to the Balch PTO for sponsoring these events. Recently, the 3rd graders at the Oldham School had a Thanksgiving parade of their own. They read the book Balloons Over Broadway by Melissa Sweet, which told the story of the first Macy's Thanksgiving parade and how the famous puppeteer Tony Sarg created the infamous balloon. They then applied their multiplication skills to create an array city before parading their unique balloon designs. They followed the design process by planning, designing, and implementing their ideas. They all did an amazing job. At the Prescott School, in honor of Computer Science Week, which is celebrated the first week of December every year, the school took time to host an hour of code for all the students. Some celebrated in the classroom and some celebrated in library class. Students were giving a selection of games and activities to do, including using some of the robots that circulate from school to school. The objective was to have fun and try something new. At the Willett School, as part of the holiday season, the children in Miss Doucette's class and around the Willett have been doing a unit on the gingerbread man. You enter room A1 through the door of a gingerbread house. The children have been doing text-to-text comparisons of gingerbread stories, learning poems to act out, and even doing addition, roll, and colors. They are also learning trick words in gingerbread books. They will finish the unit by making their gingerbread puppets to bring home. This week at Little Mustangs Preschool, some of the classrooms are exploring the theme of hibernating animals through stories, games, and mixed media art projects. With the start of December and colder weather, children enjoy learning about animals that take cover and stay inactive during the winter months. Students read bear stories in books and created sleepy bear faces and sleeping bears in a den. They also stamped out bear footprints using apple stamps. One hallway is decorated with a large bear den with bears featuring the faces of sleepy LMPA students. Students also learned that many other animals, including snakes, turtles, frogs, bats, hedgehogs, and ladybugs, hibernate or remain inactive during the winter months. They found out that they take cover in a variety of places, including dens, trees, logs, mud, and burrows that are deep in the ground. Students learn to differentiate between animals that remain dormant in the winter and animals that do not, through games using animal models and also sorting games on touch view screens. This theme provides so many opportunities for LMPA students to learn about our natural world and have fun. Well, that's it for school news. There's something interesting happening in our classrooms and schools every day, and thanks to all the educators who shared news with us. Now let's go to Mike Malouf for the latest in winter sports news.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Sports Update. My name is Mike Malouf. The winter season officially kicked off Thursday night when the boys hockey team took on Plymouth North. The boys came away with a 5-1 win, and congratulations to TJ Martin on his first high school goal. The remainder of the winter sports will be kicking off this weekend. Tune into NCM and follow us on social media for the coverage of winter sports all season long. Kristen, back to you.
In government, at the beginning of Tuesday's Board of Selectmen meeting, Selectman Plasko announced that Forbes Hill has officially been sold to Alexandria Real Estate Equities for a sale price of $22.5 million. Alexandria is the landlord for Moderna, located just west of the Forbes Hill property. Selectman Plasko explains the particulars and how it affects the town of Norwood.
The announcement is that Mr. Plasko has an announcement to make.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just like the public to be aware that the property known as Forbes Hill, after a long adventure and many twists and turns, has finally been sold to Alexandria, which is an international developer of biotech properties and the landlord for Moderna Pharmaceutical, and their complex up there at the old Polaroid property will be expanding onto that property to some degree, mostly just at the mansion area. The rest of the area is mostly intended, at least at the immediate future, to remain wooded. And we successfully came out with a very handsome profit at the end of that whole long process. So the town no longer owns that property. It is now Alexandria's, or as we like to easily refer to it as Moderna. And that's it, it's done.
Following Selectman Plasko's announcement, the Selectmen met with the Board of Assessors, who presented information on next year's tax levy. This is an annual meeting between both boards. Town Planning and Economic Development Director Paul Halkiotis presented a request under the newly formed Regional Housing Services Organization, or RHSO, to request the Selectmen's approval to request funds from the Community Preservation Committee for a subsidized housing monitoring project. The Selectmen voted to table the issue until after the first of the year to research the project further. The Board of Selectmen's last meeting of 2021 will be December 14th. The Zoning Board of Appeals met remotely on Tuesday evening. The group discussed a continued hearing from case 21 to 23 regarding a variance on Shaw Street. Attorney David Hearn represented the applicants and answered questions from the board and concerned neighbors. Ultimately, the applicants requested to withdraw without prejudice, and the decision was approved by the board. The board will meet in person at the Senior Center on January 4th. The Community Preservation Committee met on Wednesday in person for the first time since before the pandemic. The board introduced Kristen Phelps, the new program coordinator for the Community Preservation Committee, and new board member Maria Galzian. The board went through each new project application and approved them moving forward. Their next meeting will be held on January 12th at the Town Hall. For complete government coverage, tune into the NCM Government channel or watch on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Stay tuned after this break for more town news.
The Ecumenical Community Food Pantry of Norwood is a local volunteer organization that serves families in Norwood and the surrounding towns. Founded in 1989, serving just 6 clients, the pantry has grown to now serving over 350 families. Located at 150 Chapel Street in Norwood, the entrance to the pantry is at the back of the Grace Episcopal Church. The pantry hours are from 9 a.m. to 11:40 a.m. on Saturday mornings. For more information about the Norwood Food Pantry or how to donate or volunteer, visit www.norwoodpantry.org.
Welcome back. The special town election is coming up, and Town Clerk Mary Lou Follin has some information for residents regarding a change in the poll times and absentee ballots.
This is just a few reminders about the special town election, which is coming up on Monday, January 3rd, 2022, to fill the vacancy on the Board of Selectmen. The election is going to be held on Monday, January 3rd. Some important notes to remember is the election is only going to be held from 12 noon to 8 p.m. So therefore, the polls will not be open until 12 noon on Monday, January 3rd. The following candidates are listed on the ballot: Amanda Groh, Alan Howard, and Matthew O'Neill. Some deadline dates to remember is voter registration. The deadline for that is Tuesday, December 14th at 8 p.m. The town clerk's office will be open that night until 8 p.m. That's the last day to register to vote in order to be able to vote in the special town election on Monday, January 3rd. Absentee ballot deadlines. If you want to vote absentee, if you want a ballot mailed to you through the mail, you have to apply with an application. The applications are on the Town of Norwood website, or you can call the town clerk's office and we can mail you one. The deadline for mailing absentee ballots out is Thursday, December 30th at 12 noon. Anyone that wishes to vote in person by absentee, we do have the ballots in. Same deadline, Thursday, December 30th at 12 noon. And if you have any questions at all, please call the town clerk's office.
Thank you, Mary Lou, and make sure to go out and vote on January 3rd. Last weekend, the Norwood Circle of Hope hosted their annual Luminary Night. The town common was lit up with messages of hope. Circle of Hope President Tim McDonough has more.
My name is Tim McDonough. I'm president of the Norwood Circle of Hope Foundation, and here we are tonight at our 20th year of lighting up for the Circle of Hope, kicking off the holiday season. We had a great year helping raise money to benefit people in Norwood who have fallen on hard times because of catastrophic illness. This year we were able to sell over 2,000 luminary bags. I think we set a record this year. We had a great turnout. The weather was cooperating for the first time in probably 20 years. And it was just a tremendous turnout. The Colonial Boys were here earlier entertaining. People just coming out, remembering loved ones they've lost, or just celebrating the holiday season. This year especially, we lost two of our board members, Kathy St. Cyr and Bob Doucette. So we have a special place of honor for them. But on behalf of the whole board, we can't thank you enough on behalf of Michelle Kennedy, whose memory started this whole foundation because of her mom Lee. And we've been able to raise, almost coming up on giving out in assistance $1 million this year. Thanks to the generous people of Norwood who have always neighbors helping neighbors. That's what we say about our group. So on behalf of the Circle of Hope, I want to thank everybody who supports us throughout the year. And I want to wish all of our friends and everybody in town the best for the holiday season. Thank you.
It's not every day that the Norwood Police Department receives a call that a car has ended up in a pool. According to the NPD's Facebook page, quote, Saturday night, the 4 to 12 shift responded to the area of Edge Hill Road for a report of a motor vehicle accident with a vehicle into a fence. Officers arrived on scene to find the vehicle had gone through the fence and into a swimming pool, coming to a rest on the pool cover. The operator was not injured and was able to exit the vehicle and pool prior to the officers' arrival. Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.